G'day. So today we're going to have a look at the TASCAM Trackpack 4x4. This is a excellent startup kit for if you're wanting to get into recording. It comes with an audio interface to capture your recordings, your sounds from your microphones. It also comes with two large diaphragm condenser microphones on their nice little handy little stands, and also a couple of headphones as well to help with tracking and mixing. Also it includes Sonar or Cubase, and of course this will work with whatever DAW you have. Alright, so I'm going to go right ahead and open this up and we'll see what we get inside. Some handy instructions. Here we have some microphone cables, a couple of shock mounts, some headphones, the other pair of headphones. Here we have the two large diaphragm condenser microphones, two neat little mic stands, some more instructions, and looks like information for downloading your software, your power adapter to plug into the wall, as well as adapters for different countries. We have the USB cable to plug into your computer, and then you have the heart of the setup, the audio interface itself. Okay, so let's have a look at the actual interface itself. This is the US 4x4 or 4x4. This is the audio interface from TASCAM. It comes with 4 microphone inputs. It also has instrument inputs as well, so matching, so 4 in total. You can choose either microphone or instrument input. It has gain control for each of the inputs to control if you're not getting enough signal out of your microphone or your instrument, then you can turn it up here. Obviously make sure that you're not overloading at the source, and then use this to perfect it, or get the perfect level before going into your DAW to record. You've got your selectors here for your microphone or line input. You've got monitor balance, where you can choose if you are hearing more of what's coming into the inputs or more of what's coming back from the computer. If you're concerned about latency, you might want to turn it so you're getting more of what's coming through here, so the singing or the guitar, than what's coming through the computer, because the latency, which is where the signal coming in here, is slowed down by the unit going into the computer. The computer itself slows it down, does its thing, sends it back to the unit, which slows it down again, and then it comes out of the headphone jacks to you, which means there's going to be a delay. There just basically is. So if you don't want to be affected by that, you may choose to turn it to more of the input signal and less of the computer signal. I would typically recommend having it on all computer signal while you're recording, and mute the feedback from your computer of that instrument you're recording, and just take one of your earpieces off, or just take it slightly off so you can hear the instrument you're playing in real time against what you're recording against in your headphone from the computer. So you have your output levels for your headphones here, and then you also have your line out level control here. You can plug in 2 sets of headphones at the front here, which means you can have one for the person recording and another one for the person being recorded, or you can be recording a couple of people at a time, or you can plug that out into a headphone splitter and then have multiple people being recorded, or sorry, monitoring. You also have lineouts. So these lineouts are basically from these inputs. So you can take the signal in from a microphone, boost it up, and then pull it out of here to go into other, say, hardware, if you're not going to use the USB cable to plug it into your door. So you can use this as a preamp as well as a interface. So if you're wanting to use it as a preamp, you might have 4 microphones that you're putting around a drum kit, for example. You plug them all into here, you get all the levels right here, and then you'd pull them out into, say, a compressor or other gear to give it extra effects on the way in to the computer. You've got your USB cable here, which you plug directly into your laptop or your computer, and you also got your power supply input here. If you're running a microphone that needs phantom power, and you know that because when you plug it in you don't hear anything, you need to turn on your phantom power, which is your 48 volts. Because we have 4 inputs, it may need to drive 4 sets of phantom powered microphones. There won't be enough juice coming back through the USB cable alone, so it needs wall power to be able to drive those extra inputs. And I believe this unit's just overall has a lot going on inside it, so it just needs a little bit more juice than some interfaces that can run off the USB jack alone. Okay, so also included in the box the TASCAM TH2 closed back headphones. You get 2 pairs of these, which are of course what you need to monitor while you're recording, and these plug in directly to the unit here through these 2 jacks, and you can control the level here with the phone's dial. Yeah, closed back, perfect for recording vocals, guitars, all sorts of instruments, because you're not going to get any leakage into the microphone as you may with open back or semi-open back. However, they're not as perfect for mixing, because you don't get a true as nice or true frequency response because of the muffledness of them being closed in. However, you can still get a very good start on your mixing jobs, and you definitely will know where you're at using these to monitor what you're doing. Okay, so you also get with this kit 2 large diaphragm condenser microphones, the TM80. They come with a shock mount each, so 2 shock mounts and a couple of little wee stands. Shock mounts, of course, are perfect for reducing the noise, or sorry about that, but the noise created by feet rumblings, car rumblings, tapping the microphone stand, any kind of vibrations. They're not going to be as well picked up by the microphone because of this collection of elastic. Here it's basically suspended, so whatever you're doing here is not going to have as much effect on it here. Of course, big movements like that, yes, they're still going to happen, still going to have an effect. The idea is that if it's sitting there still, when a big truck goes past, you're not going to get so much of the going through the actual microphone and disrupting the diaphragm itself and then getting picked up and recorded. Large diaphragm microphone means it's going to pick up a lot of detail, a lot of quality sound from what's happening around it. It has a nice wide polar pattern, as you can see here, which means it's going to pick up sound. This is the front, it's going to pick up sound like that. Okay, so it's going to pick up a lot of sound from sides and around, so you need to make sure you've got your good microphone placement going on to help reduce any kind of ambient noise and bad sounds being picked up. The little mic stand here you just screw into the accessory, the microphone accessory or shock mount, and you could then place it on a desk like that and record yourself directly into it, which would be perfect if you were sitting here playing guitar and singing straight into it. The pack comes with two cables to attach each of the microphones, so of course you'd just plug that in there, and then you'd plug the microphone, the other end, into the interface here and adjust your levels, and off you go. Of course, remembering to make sure that your phantom power is on, because this is a large diaphragm condenser microphone, and if you don't turn it on you won't hear anything. Okay, so this is the TASCAM TM80 large diaphragm condenser microphone. It's sitting in its shock mount here, which again stops or helps reduce the amount of rumbles coming up into the microphone. I'm tapping my foot. The polar pattern on this microphone means that it's going to pick up a little bit more from the sides there, and definitely a lot in the front. But then good rejection at the back. So if you are going to be using this microphone for vocals, then you'll potentially use a pop filter. Pop filter will reduce the explosives and sounds coming through the microphone, and it'll also protect the microphone from moisture, which can affect the diaphragm and damage the diaphragm over time.